Thank you for watching our briefing in English. As we said, we're focusing on performing arts today, and our next guest is Wayne Marshall, OBE, who's joining us from Berlin. So let's see what he's up to. Good evening, Wayne. How are you?
Hi, Leah. I'm fine. It's good to see you.
Lovely to see you. You were with us just about a month ago here during this program.
Yeah, I remember. I was there, of course. How could I forget?
What takes you to Berlin, Wayne?
Well, I'm here because I'm conducting the Berliner Philharmonic in the annual Waldbühne concert this coming Saturday evening at 8:15. I'm happy to say that this concert is actually going ahead after all the problems, of course, with this corona situation. We were not even sure about, a couple of weeks ago that it was actually going to take place, but luckily that now it is, and we're so happy. The concert will actually be streamed live on the Berlin Philharmonic's digital concert hall website, which is great. So that's fantastic. And it's also going to be on Airbnb, which is their local television station here in Berlin.
That's great. And I mean, for our viewers who want to watch it streamed, how do they find you, and what time is it going to be?
The concert is at 8:15 this coming Saturday evening, and it'll be on screen live on the digital concert hall. I'm not so sure that this is a website that has to be paid for, but if you go on the Berlin Philharmonic's website, you'll see the digital concert hall. Maybe I have to send you a link to it,
yes,
possibly.
Absolutely, and we'll share it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me a bit more about the concert. What does it involve, and what sort of orchestra do you have?
Well, this is an annual concert which takes place in the Waldbühne, which is an open air space actually in the north of Berlin, and it's basically it holds about 26,000 people. But this year, of course, because of coronavirus, we'll only be seating about 6,000. So it'll be very much reduced in terms of the audience. But it is a concert which is, very, very much looked forward to and anticipated. This year, it's a Berlin Philharmonic, and this is my conducting debut with this orchestra. I've played with them quite a few times before, but this is my debut with them as conductor. We're also featuring the great percussion soloist Martin Grubinger, who's playing a great piece by the American composer John Williams, the guy who wrote all this wonderful music for films like Star Wars and so on. So the piece that he's playing is going to be a compilation of great movie themes of John Williams, of course featuring Star Wars and things like Harry Potter. So lots of really amazing music. And this is in fact will be the world premiere of this particular arrangement, because the original arrangement, of course, was written for Martin Grubinger's band, which is basically percussion and some brass. So this has actually been reorchestrated by John Williams himself for the orchestra. So this will be the world premiere of this particular version.
That sounds amazing, Wayne, and congratulations. You spoke about having an audience of 6,000. How is that going to work?
Well, here in Germany, of course, there's very strict situations going on. The concert halls are open again, but of course it's very, very restricted. Of course, everybody has to be tested as usual. So it's the same thing. I mean, it's a shame that, of course, when you look at what's going on this year's Euro 2020, that football stadiums, certain parts of Europe, is hosting 60,000 people and so on. But why is it that again here the cultural sector again is affected? Anyway, so that's the way it is. It's such a shame, but we'll it's going to be great. I mean, we're lucky first of all to be able to do the concert anyway. So I'm very happy that at least it's taking place, and it's wonderful to be back in Berlin.
I'm sure it is. This is like the baby steps, isn't it? And I hope and look forward to the performing arts getting back to as normal as possible. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, I think where we've come to. I mean, of course, is a big step forward, but I still think that more can be done. I mean. I could go on, but I mean, and, as I said, living in Malta, of course, is fantastic, but of course, there's still issues. I mean, especially when you return to Malta, to the airport, and there's still crowds of people waiting to to show them the test results and so on. This is something that really has to be sorted out because it's a bit of a mess there. People have to wait an hour or 2 hours to get through after a flight. It's really not acceptable. So they've got to sort it out. That's one thing. But as I said, with cultural events here in Germany, it's things are going ahead, and obviously at a much reduced situation, but they are going ahead. So there's still lots of things that have to be sorted, and I mean, said it's a work in progress. We all have to be patient, but
So
that's how it is.
when you speak about things being sorted, do you mean people waiting long hours? Is that what you mean?
What at the Malta airport?
Yes.
Oh yes, it's horrendous. I mean, we come back from a flight, and everybody has to sort of queue up and wait for to get out. You have to show your test result, which is fine. But I think there has to be a much better system of doing this. I mean, why do we have to get in a queue? Okay, if people have to be socially distanced, forget about social distancing at the airport when you exit. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely none whatsoever. So what is the point then? Why do we have to wait? And everybody's together. It's hot and it's horrendous. When 3 or 4 flights arrive at the same time, yes. I know we're sort of digressing a bit, but all these people have to wait in queue just to show their test results, and then this is not good. This is not good in Malta. This is not good. Mm-mm.
I suppose it's not good both for people who are traveling professionally like you are, and also for people who are coming for a holiday, tourism. Well,
it's not. No, not really. I mean, there has to be a much better way of doing it than this. It's much faster because I mean, it's quite unnerving in a way. Really, standing in queues of with hundreds of people waiting to leave the airport. I'm sure. I mean, I've seen lots of photographs on social media, and I mean, I've not personally taken any photographs, but I mean, I have seen things, and having experienced it, it's quite worrying.
I mean, you're in Berlin now, so I'm imagining you arrived in Berlin airport. What was the difference? Was there a difference? Were there the same queues in Berlin?
None at all. None at all. Here it's very different. I mean, when you enter the airport, it's not like in Malta where there's people waiting to take test results. It's not like that here in Germany, or at least in Berlin it wasn't like that. Yes. But in my own travels to Germany over this last few months, I mean, I've never experienced anything like that. Only in Malta, in Spain, and in Copenhagen, or I should say Denmark, where have I experienced this kind of situation where test results had to be shown, which is, I suppose, it's fair enough, but not everybody is doing it. Not every country is doing it. So,
well, I hope people are listening to you, and I hope something is done about it. Now, tell me, how long are you staying in Berlin for, and are your family with you?
Yeah, my family's with me, and the concert's on Saturday. And I mean, I will be staying on a little bit longer in Germany because I have other concerts. So so it's nice to be traveling again and to be doing this, to be doing these concerts. And of course, my family really enjoying being here. And the weather's very much colder here in Berlin than it is in Malta.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. What do you have lined up after Berlin?
Well, I go to Cologne. I have to do my final concert with my former orchestra. This should have taken place, of course, last year, but again, because of COVID, it was postponed. But anyway, it would be nice to be going back to Cologne. I've not been back now for over a year, so I'm really looking forward to returning there and to do my final concert. And then I have a couple of walking concerts, and then I'm back home.
Do you see a light at the end of the tunnel for performing arts specifically?
No, I do. Of course I do, Leah. But it's just that I think that it's very interesting comparing to what's going on in the sporting world. I mean, I'm very much watching things that are going on in the Euro 20, and of course, most recently, of course, in the French Open, which was a very, very interesting situation where you had, I don't know how many, maybe over 5,000 people in the stadium there, and then especially the Djokovic-Nadal semi-final, which was a pivotal moment, because there was always this curfew, of course, which took place at 11 o'clock. And guess what? Of course, at 20-11 on the day of the semi-final, a phone call was made and the crowd was able to stay. So, that's right. And then, of course, for Euro 2020, you have stadiums that are still, almost to capacity. And why is it that the culture section, of course, is still not being allowed to have, full
Yes.
concert halls?
Yes.
So, there's a lot of discrepancies. I mean, I could go on and on, but
Absolutely,
I think
absolutely.
that, there's this situation, we all have to live with this situation now. But I think that, we need to start opening up in a much more, dramatic way, I think, just get things really moving.
As a resident in Malta and a Maltese citizen now, can we speak a bit about culture in Malta? What's your vision about things opening up for performing arts here?
Well, they just have to. I mean, I'm so sorry to hear that cultural events in Malta for this summer yet again have been postponed. I don't really see why this has been the case. I mean, to be honest with you, but it just doesn't seem to be consistent, in my humble opinion. Especially as somebody who's seen the situation at the airports. I don't understand it.
I understand, and I think your opinions are always very valid, Wayne. I always enjoy speaking with you. Just to recap and remind our viewers tonight on this performance on Saturday, because I'd love them to join you virtually.
Yeah, as I said, it's the Berliner Philharmoniker, and it's the annual Waldbühne concert, which will be streamed live on their website, the Digital Concert Hall website. I'm not so sure whether this is something that has to be paid for this time or whether it's a free stream, but I can find that out. But certainly I can give the details for the streaming. So it'll be there 8:15. It's a really amazing experience to be at this concert because, I mean, whatever the weather, people go to it. But I think the weather on Saturday will be beautiful here in Berlin. So looking forward to it.
All the very best, Wayne. Just a very brief message to our viewers to close for today.
Well, it's nice to be appearing on your program again. And, I say to everybody, I do see the light at the end of the tunnel for this situation. We just have to, we have to open up. I just wish that the government would allow us to not wear masks outside. Here in Germany, you don't have to wear masks outside, same in Austria. So why can't we in Malta do the same thing?
Thank you very much. All the very best for Saturday, Wayne, and see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was Wayne Marshall, OBE. I hope you've enjoyed our program today and catching up with these international stars who are Maltese and they make us proud. Thank you for watching. I wish you a very good evening.